What if one small decision could create a sound the world had never heard before? Before Queen ruled stages, before anthems shook stadiums, before legends were born, there was uncertainty. There were empty rooms, broken bands, unanswered dreams. The birth of Queen did not arrive with confidence, it arrived with need. Freddie Mercury was still searching, not for fame, for belonging. He had a voice, he had vision, but vision needs a vessel, and his old bands were falling apart. Smile was ending, musicians drifted away, momentum disappeared. Most people would have waited. Freddie didn't. He stepped forward, quietly at first, then without hesitation. He saw something others didn't: potential. Brian May and Roger Taylor were talented, disciplined, and hungry. They were grieving the end of their band. Freddie was ready to begin something new. The timing felt fragile, but fragile moments create bold choices. Freddie didn't ask politely, he declared intention. He didn't say, maybe we should try. He said, this is what we are going to become. Confidence filled the gaps doubt left behind. They began experimenting. No rules, no expectations, just sound. Different influences collided: rock, opera, theater, emotion. They weren't trying to fit in, they were trying to stand out. The name came next: Queen. Provocative, elegant, unapologetic. It carried power and mystery. It demanded attention. Some warned against it. Too risky, too bold. Freddie smiled. Risk was the point. The early days were rough. Small gigs, old equipment, little money. Sometimes they played to half-empty rooms, sometimes to no applause at all. But something was happening. The sound was forming. Brian's guitar didn't just play riffs, it spoke, layered, orchestrated. Roger's drums didn't simply keep time, they drove momentum. And Freddie? He transformed. On stage, he became larger, more daring, more fearless, not because he felt confident, but because the band gave him space. Queen allowed him to be everything at once: delicate, aggressive, theatrical, raw. John Deacon joined quietly, steady, focused, the missing piece. Suddenly, the structure held. 4 very different personalities, one shared direction. They rehearsed relentlessly. Sound mattered, details mattered. They chased perfection without knowing if anyone was listening. Recording studios were cautious, executives unsure. Queen didn't sound like anything else. That made them dangerous and exciting. When they finally recorded, they pushed limits, layered vocals, complex harmonies, unusual song structures. Freddie treated the microphone like a stage, the studio like an instrument. They refused to simplify. Some said it was too much, too strange. Queen heard possibility. Live performances sharpened them. Each show was a test, each crowd a challenge. Freddie learned how to command attention, not by demanding it, but by earning it. Silence became a weapon, movement became language. The band learned to trust each other. If one took a risk, the others supported it. That trust created freedom, and freedom created identity. They weren't just a band, they were a statement, a refusal to be small. The early response was mixed. Critics questioned them, audiences hesitated, but something undeniable was happening. People remembered them. The sound lingered, the image stayed. Queen didn't fade after the show ended. They stayed in the mind. Slowly, momentum grew. Not explosive, relentless. Each performance tightened their bond. Each recording sharpened their edge. Freddie's confidence expanded with the band's unity. He wasn't alone anymore. That changed everything. The birth of Queen was not an accident. It was a collision of vision, persistence, and refusal to compromise. They didn't chase approval, they chased expression, and that made them dangerous in the best way. What began as uncertainty turned into purpose. What began as fragments became force. Queen was alive. Still fragile, still untested, but undeniable. The world hadn't fully noticed yet. That moment was coming. Because when a band finds its identity, the next step is inevitable. They don't ask for permission, they take the stage. And Queen was about to step into a spotlight that would never dim again. The question wasn't whether they would be heard. It was this: was the world ready for what Queen was about to become?